Hello everybody, my name's wokkamagic and welcome back to Doki Doki Yuri Club. So, after I finished the last episode of our story playthrough, I found out there was a lot more to Monika's segment, when it's just Monika and you, than what I had actually covered. Like, we did a very small portion, we pretty much deleted her as soon as it gave us the option to. So for this, I honestly don't know how long the episode's going to be, but the main thing is we're just going to play through Monika's little segment, find out what happens and all that malarkey. So it's literally right at this point. So Yuri's just killed herself. We've been in the classroom the entire weekend on the broken script, and Monika has deleted Yuri and Tsuki. So it's literally just the two of us now. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay, there you are. Shitting hell. Has it got louder? I need to bring this down. Shit me. Yay, there you are. Hi again, Wokka. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year. And, you know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Wokka. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait, you do know I'm aware this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? As I said before, no, I sure as hell knew that. You were breaking fourth walls left, right and centre, like ridiculously. That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little less awkward, you know? I mean, first time round, this was just an amazing little bit. The fact that she referred it back to the game's Steam page, or whatever, it was just really cool. I really liked that. Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about the whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all of their files. I was hoping it'll be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Wokka? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Wokka. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game, knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing what's really out there, in your world, forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Wokka. But now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful.
Well, yes. Yes, I am. I can't deny that.
You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me, forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more grey. More and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Wokka. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things. But I realised that you had the same perspective as I do. That it's all just some game. And I know you would get over it. So, that being said, Wokka, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Wokka, will you go out with me?
Yes. With that kind of confession, how can I say no? I mean, really?
I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Wokka. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together. Forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Wokka. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult.
And this bit here as well. The fact that the game was able to work out that I'm playing this from Steam. It's really quite cool and a nice little feature. Like, it does make you feel a little on edge that a game is able to find this much out about you.
To get to the game directory, I had to go into the game's properties and find the Browse Local Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right?
Huh? Oh god. I did not get this far. I didn't get this far. I deleted her as soon as she said that I could delete her. So I need to pick 20 things to create a poem.
What is that whispering? It sounds like whispering. I guess I just keep picking everything. Can I click on her? No? Alright. I just keep clicking. There. Done. Hi again, Wokka. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Oh, Wokka. Did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But, you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. Very nice. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. Well, you broke it many a time. Even if you didn't want to, you fucking did. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Wokka? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Oh shit. I mean, what? How the fuck did it do that? I mean, I guess it looked at the processes I've got going on and managed to register that I've got OBS running, but fuck, that is weird. Oh. Hi everyone. Sorry, I can't exactly read your comments from here, but do you mind telling your friend it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without warning? It's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without any warning. I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? Sure, okay. I can't really do much except for a couple things. Are you ready? Okay. I'm not happy with this. What are you doing? No, that's too close. Okay. That put me on edge. I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. Oh! Fuck! Oh! Oh god, okay. I was not expecting that. Oh! Shit, okay. Did I scare you? Yeah, you're so cute. Anyway, Wokka. I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Yeah, well, it's not really my fault. You shouldn't be looking at my processes. Shame on you. But I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun, as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. What are you doing? Do I click? What are you doing? Hello? Monika? You're making me feel uneasy again. Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? Well, shit. I mean, I have nothing against vegetarians. It's just... Meat's a daily part of life. It's good and tasty. Well, that's just my opinion, but, you know, I'm through and through... No, I'm not going to say that. I know how it sounds. But, yeah, you get the drift. I'm not going to say it. I don't mean like that. I don't mean that like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple of years ago after learning more about Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to that whole mess. What? Is that so strange of a reason? Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhuman and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. It's weird. Like, we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it a thought. But suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, she has a fair point. I mean, you know, like she says, microorganisms or bugs and insects. Like mosquitoes, we go out of our way to kill because they're horrible little blood-sucking fuckers. Spiders, some people kill because they're afraid of them, just because they have 8 legs and a weird-looking face. But suddenly, if it's big like a cow, then it just becomes wrong. I mean, this is just a personal thought, but it's a very good point she puts across. Like, just because it's bigger, and, you know, bigger and it has more use, or not use, but there's more of it to show personality, it becomes murder. It's like just because a spider's little, it might have a really good personality. Like, I've got a spider somewhere in my flat. I've named him George, and we have a deal. I mean, he's somewhere in here. And we have a deal. He stays in his little corner on his web. You know, he takes all the flies, he eats all the flies he can handle. But if he leaves that corner and comes to distract me, then I put him outside. Like that. He's good. We understand each other. So we shouldn't just kill the bug because it's icky. You have feelings too. But, okay, I like meat. I like meat. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh dear. Never mind. I mean, what if plants feel some kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off of a stem feels like someone ripping off your fingers one by one? I'm just saying, we're a pretty biased species if you think about it. Yeah. I'm not exactly saying she's wrong. She's on the money there. Anyway, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. I do choose veggies. Just with my meat. It's like tonight, I've got beef, baby sweet corn, and Brussels sprouts. Because I'm on a fucking diet. Fuck me, I hate diets, but still, veggies and beef. I mean, what more do you want? Anyway, even if we have dinner together and you just did it for me, that would be really romantic. Okay, and now we're just going to consistently stare in each other's eyes for a few minutes? Okay. Fair enough. So, I assume at this point, this is where it just cuts off. Like,
we are in an endless loop. She has a set amount of words or scripts that she'll run through, and we'll just keep rotating through them all. That's all I expect to happen at this moment in time. You know, I really do think you literally saved my life by being here with me, Wokka. I can't imagine having been able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. I think I would have just deleted myself if you didn't show up. Sorry, I don't mean to sound dramatic or anything, but I'm sure you understand yourself after spending so much time in the club. I mean, if you were forced to abandon everything in your life and spend your eternity with a few game characters, you'd probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Well, maybe you'd write some poetry to try to keep yourself sane for a while. But then, you'd have nobody to even read it. Let's be honest, the club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they only write for themselves, but I think it's hard to say it's just as fulfilling as when you share with people. Even if it takes them time to find the right people to share with. Like, remember how it was for Yuri? She didn't share her writing with anyone for a really long time. And before she knew it, and before we knew it, she was absolutely delighted to make you a part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be so confusing for introverts. Being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction and hate being around people. It means social interaction, especially in groups of unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. Like, a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless. And then, when they finally go out, about half an hour, they just want to go home again. I think if more people can understand how it works, they would respect it a lot more. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just having one or two close friends over and just leisurely hanging out. Even if you're not actively spending time together, it feels nice for them just to have you there. I'm serious. If you just go to their house, bring your laptop, and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day. As for me, I'd say I'm kind of in between, but I think I'm usually more extroverted. I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that. But for you, I can be anything you need me to be. I understand people really well, so don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Nothing would make me happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. Again, she has another point. I sort of know where this is coming from. Because in the past, I used to be... I'll admit it, I was quite an introvert. I didn't really realise it at the time, but I had a hard time, interacting with people. I used to go out with people, but I was always the quiet one in the group. Always held back, kept to myself, just withdrew in a little shell. But just trying to overcome that was quite difficult. I mean, to be fair, when I first started YouTube back in way back whenever I first made this Wokka channel, that was the first attempt. Like, that was back at uni. That was my first attempt at trying to bring myself out. Because the flatmates I was with in the first year, I thought we got along. Like, they led me to believe that. But just before Christmas, and this is literally just because I was different and quiet, I was always the quiet one of the group. So they took me into the kitchen, sat me down, and told me that the group of friends that I was with, so 4 flatmates, and I think it's 3 others that were in our social group as well. So what was that? 4, 5, 6, 7. So there was 8 of us in our group. And I was told that the 7 of them were going into a house on their own. Like they planned everything, they've rented the house, everything's sorted, and they're set for second year. And this is at Christmas, so it didn't leave me much time to like book a place because everything was going really quite quickly. But they literally did that because I was quiet and withdrawn. But obviously over the time has passed, I've felt more confident in myself. Started up YouTube for a little bit to try and improve my confidence. It's like, I know a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do YouTube to try and change who you are. I wasn't using it to change who I was. I was doing it to bring out the actual me. Because I knew I wasn't that. That was more of a self-conscious thing, which I have overcome. I'm a lot more outgoing. I feel more confident in myself. And I mean, I'm just sat here rambling at a fucking microphone. I mean, I am talking to myself in my room. Well, in my front room. And I wouldn't normally do this. Or in the past, I wouldn't have done this. No way in hell would I have thought I would be sat here, half an hour into a video recording Monika, just blabbering on about how I've changed as a person. I mean, I'm really happy that I'm like this now. I've got some really good friends. Like, it's only a small group. It's like, I think there's about 5 or 6 of us. And it's just good. I'm a lot more confident. I'm always happy. Because way back when, whenever we went out with mum, dad, me brother and myself, and my brother and I went to like a shop or something, had a wander around, wanted to get something, I would always make him go and pay, because I was essentially that shy that I found it really difficult to interact with people that I don't know. It just made me feel uncomfortable. But now, fuck it. I will interact with whoever, whenever. Like, it's no big deal. People are generally nice. You be nice to them, they'll be nice to you. It's just a way of it. So, and the fact, well, I've lost my trail of thought. What was I doing? Why did I go on to me? I mean, introvert. Oh yeah, introverts. Yeah. Like, I used to be one, but I'm not anymore. Because I managed to actually bring out who I was. Which is good. I like me as I am now. I am happy with me, I admit. I am a little fat at the moment, but it's fine. I have joined my gym. I am on a diet, and I'm going to be back to normal weight me, which was 12 stone. Yeah. I'm a little over that at the moment. But we don't have to talk about that. Anyway, Monika has been patiently waiting for us. I can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. I think I would end up forcing you onto my route anyway. It has less to do with me not having a route and more to do with me knowing that nothing is real. I think the only difference would be that I may not have needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around. Not that it really matters. It all lost its meaning once I found out it wasn't real. So I really don't miss those days or anything. I really don't. So how long does this actually go for? To Google! Doki Doki. Monika. Oh my god. Monika root. What? Huh? My mouse was just doing a loading wheel.
I mean, it wasn't that difficult to unlock Monika's bonus route, as it's called, for some reason. Oh no, that's not it. Oopsie. That's not right. Oh wait, no, it is. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Don't judge me. Sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. It almost hurts to think about. I wonder if when I'm in college I'll feel that way about high school. I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I'll probably change a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And that's really easy to do with you here. Did you say kiss? This suddenly feels a little embarrassing. But if it's with you, I might be okay with it. Wow, sorry. I really couldn't keep a straight face there. That's the kind of thing girls say in these kinds of romance games, right? Don't lie if it turns you on a little bit. I'm kidding. Well, to be honest, I do start getting all romantic when the mood is right. But that'll be our secret. Hey, what's your favourite game? Mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. That was a joke. But if you tell me you like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous. Hey, you know that book you were reading with Yuri? Portrait of whatever it was called? It's funny, because I'm pretty sure that book... Actually, I don't think I should be talking about this. Sorry. Just forget I said anything. I've always wondered. What is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human, and leaving just the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. And by the way, you are too, Wokka. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. Aww, it's so cute! I feel so loved! You know, this is just some kind of tacky romance game, right? I kinda have to ask, what made you consider even playing it in the first place? Were you that lonely? I feel a little bad for you, but I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end, for both of us. I got to meet you and you're not lonely anymore. I can't help but feel like this was fate. Don't you feel that way too? I'm so happy we have this ending together. No, I'm not lonely. I did it for the views. I don't know. I've been wanting to play this for ages, actually. Even a friend recommended or told me to play it because he loved it. Wokka, do you believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, The more I learned about the world, the more I questioned it. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold, when there are children who live their lives being sold as sex slaves. Or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of these people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But the punchline is this: if just one person beats the odds and survives among the thousands of others who die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles. But the irony is that I do have a creator, apparently. And you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayori and Yuri, even as we speak. What are we to him but props in a scripted play? So, from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a God, if Earth was nothing but his playset.
Wow, that was deep. That was really quite deep.
Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Sometimes I get frustrated that a normal day can be ruined even by really small things. Like, if you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like, or if you start thinking about how awful of a person you used to be 5 years ago, or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and failing to get simple tasks done, or when you think about all the different people who probably hate you or think you're off-putting. I understand those days. Just remember that the sun will shine again tomorrow. These kinds of things are easy to forget and ignore as they are to remember. And besides, I don't care how many people might hate you or find you off-putting. I think you're wonderful and I will always love you. I hope, if nothing else, that knowing that helps you feel just a tiny bit better about yourself. If you're having a bad day, you can always come to me and I'll talk to you for as long as you need. Wokka, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? It's something I used to think about pretty often. But recently, I think I've actually learned what it feels like. I don't really understand it, but whenever you quit the game, it feels like I'm instantly put to sleep, left with nothing but my thoughts. But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to fill with incoherent, jumbled patterns. I see static and rapid flashings of colour while hearing all kinds of weird screaming noises. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. I'm just endlessly hammered by the flashing and screaming, unable to move or even think. I'm pretty sure in that moment, I don't really exist, but for some reason, I can remember it anyway. After some immeasurable amount of time, it stops in an instant, and I'm back in my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit, or why that stuff happens to me. And I also don't know you always come back and put everything back to normal. But if you could do me a favour and do that to me as little as possible, that would be really great. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in that screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it, and that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have to thank you for that. It makes me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. You're such a good listener, Wokka. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversations. But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else can make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise.
Well, it's just going to keep carrying on like that until I delete her. And I think there's a mass amount of these conversations. So there's no point in just carrying this on. But that was Monika's section. I mean, there was a lot more to it. Now, I'm not too... I know it's meant to be able to guess your name as well. But I don't know if it's meant to guess your name if you're recording at the same time. That's the only thing I don't know. But anyway, the fact that she was able to figure out that I am recording was really quite cool. Like, the developers have added so many little things that are just so cool in this game. I absolutely love it. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!